let's talk about credit. Obviously, personal credit is important. Business credit's a whole other thing. What would you say is somebody's easiest course to correct their credit score? Let's say that they're hanging around like a 600, a 580, and they're trying to get in that 700 range. What are some of the tips that you could give somebody like that?
The easiest thing, right? Let's say your wife has a credit card, right? Let's say your wife, for example, right? We're both. If she had that credit card for at least 2 years, right? Make you an authorized user. When she makes you an authorized user, you get her good credit history for the last 2 years.
Wow.
So, and she doesn't have to give you the card. So it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be anybody.
They add you as an authorized user.
But you want to make sure that as a person doesn't really use that credit card.
Right.
Right? And now by doing that, you could go from a 600 credit score all the way to 100 credit, 700.
Wow.
720 within 30 days.
Wow.
Once it's reported. So that's like one of the easiest tricks that you could do to build your credit score.
So if you know somebody, it's almost worth you paying them to become an authorized user. If you got.
Well, that's the issue. A lot of people do charge for that, for trade lines, and that's illegal. And that you got to be careful, because I know people in the past that actually paid people, and then next thing you know, they don't pay the balance on the credit card, and now you get a late on your
and now your credit's fucked.
Yeah, so you really want to go to like a personal friend,
family
member, to help you with something like that.
Someone you trust.
Yeah, like I got one credit card. I got like 20 people on it. I don't even use it. I just help out, my friends that got low credit scores.
Yeah, I was saying, someone was saying that, because my son's 17, someone was saying I could put him on a credit card, but I don't know if he has to be 18 or not.
No, so my daughter's been on my credit card now since she was like 14, 15.
And so when she how old is your daughter?
She's 17, she's going to be 18.
So when she turns 18, will her credit score already just be in a good place?
Yeah, she'll have good credit.
Wow.
Yeah, she has good credit now.
Oh yeah, I gotta figure that out.
The only thing is, certain credit card companies, like I did it with a Visa and a MasterCard. I tried to put her on my Amex, and they said no.
Right.
Yeah,
because she wasn't 18.
Yeah, they looked at the actual date. They were like, no.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about business credit? Because I'm like, right now I have a few LLCs, and my friend just connected me with a accountant to try to kind of turn one of my LLCs into an S corp.
Okay. When it comes to business credit is one of those things that a lot of people don't talk about, right? And it's very important, and it's something that you can leverage extremely high if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say you have a 720 credit score. I got a 720 credit score. I get my tax ID, right? I go on the IRS website, I get a tax ID, I create my LLC, right? Separate entity from myself. I go open up a bank account, whatever it is, radio investments, right?
Right.
Boom. All right, that's separate from me. Now I go to Chase Inc. I go to MasterCard. I go to
American Express, whoever.
American Express, right? And now I apply with my new entity for business
for credit cards,
right?
Yeah.
So they'll do a soft inquiry on my personal, right?
Because you're behind the LLC.
Yeah, as long as I have a 720 credit score, and they'll approve me, right? But it will never show on my personal credit. So now it doesn't affect my debt to income ratio. So now on this side, I might have a couple $100,000 in credit card
cards,
debt,
yeah.
but it doesn't show here.
Right.
So it keeps it separate from my personal name. But now, by me doing this with some credit cards, I could take the money, cash it out, and invest in real estate or a new business by leveraging my credit.
Wow. So if you have a 720 personal credit score, you got to have that. You start an LLC, you start an S corp, you'll be able to get qualified for credit cards through your business that don't necessarily touch your personal credit.
Yep, it's always separate. Even cars, you could buy cars under your business name.
Right, and like that's another thing.
And it's a write-off.
Like there's certain types of cars that you can if it's a certain weight of a car. I think if it's like I forget what the weight is.
Well, pretty much any car, even our cars, our expensive cars, like we have it under the LLC and we write them all off. Because technically we drive around in them.
So how do you do that? Give me that. Give me that game, man. Because that's something that like, I was talking to, because like last year, I fucking wrote a fat check to the IRS. And I didn't have an accountant. I wasn't really like, this year I'm going to have an accountant. Like I said, where I'm trying to move so much stuff that's happening in my personal accounts over to my business accounts. And the lady I'm talking to is like, yo, if it looks like you're going to have to like write a $60,000 or $70,000 check this year, like you could just go buy a car. with that instead of giving it to the IRS.
So let's say, for example, right, I go out there and I buy a Bentley, right? I'm paying $2,000 a month. It's on my personal name, right? I can't write that off, right?
It's in your personal name.
It's
you
in my
can't write
personal
that
name,
off.
right? Now, let's say same scenario, but I put it under the business, right? So now, let's say I'm paying $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year, right? Give or take. I'm a realtor. When I go show properties to people, I drive my Bentley. So now my insurance, my payment, my whatever I spend on gas is all a write-off.
All of it.
Is all a write-off. So think about it this way, right? It's a percentage, but
I was gonna say because I heard like certain cars you can only write off a percentage, right?
But
But can't you write off the depreciation all up front?
yeah, you could do. There's a whole bunch of things once it's in your business name, right? That you could do. But very simple, right? $100,000. I made $100,000 a year, right? I got to pay, let's say, $30,000 back to the IRS.
Taxes.
Right, in taxes, right? $30,000. I have a Bentley that I use for my business, right? I paid $24,000. So
A year.
Let's say I could write off $20,000. $20,000 is a write-off. So I'm driving my
20
dream
out
car.
of the 24.
Yeah, so I'm driving my dream car, right? And now I'm saving money on my taxes.
Because instead of paying 30, you got to pay 10.
Yep. And it's as long as it's under my company.
See, to me, this is the shit that people like. These are like the life hacks.
Yeah.
Where it's like you said, that's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Like I feel like the last few years I've made so much money. I've made the most money I've ever made in my life, and I'm like trying to kind of figure out like the rich guy shit.
Yeah. Right. And there's so many things, right?
The tax game, all that shit, man. There's so many loopholes. There's so many things that
you have to, because the more you make, the more they want. And then
because you'd rather drive your dream car than give that money to Uncle
give
Sam.
it to them. Yeah.
Because fuck them.
Yeah. Like you're throwing money away. It makes no sense, right? And then eventually the worst part is, as you get older, then you got to do estate planning. Because when you die, even though you pay taxes on the money that you already made while you were alive,
You got to pay.
your family has
They're
to
gonna
pay.
have to pay taxes on your money.
on your estate too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be a crazy sum depending on the state.
Is that a national thing, or does it depend on the state where
Every
you
state
are?
is different.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
every
more the
state is
conservative states are like a little more
Yep.
chill on the estate tax shit,
Yeah,
right?
but it was like, who was it? This guy didn't think he was gonna die, right? Which nobody for Tony Soprano, right? From the, James
Gandolfini.
Yeah, he didn't plan.
He kind of died unexpectedly. For
He
sure.
died unexpectedly, and he didn't plan for that. And his wealth, I was reading that the family lost a lot of it because it wasn't planned.
Because it went to taxes.
Yeah.
By the way, kind of a Jersey legend. I'm not sure if he's from Jersey, but Tony Soprano was from Jersey.
Bro, that's like one of the best TV shows ever.
Of all time.
All time.
Of all time.